All right, the study guide on the tests of sections 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3. Gotta remember those divisibility rules. 2, when the last digit is even. 5, when the last digit is 5 or 0. And 10, when the last digit is 0. Those are the easy ones, though. We gotta study. The rule for 4, if the last two digits are divisible by 4. And then you always gotta remember 3 and 9. Those are cousins. That's why they're in green together. 3. If the sum of the digits is divisible by
3.
And then 9. If the sum of the digits is divisible by
9.
Oh yeah, and there's one more rule. We can't forget Mr. 6. If the number is divisible by 2 and 3, it'll also be divisible by 6. Let's take a look at how this will apply, Mike.
All right, you see here, boom, the number 2, 4, and 5, 245. So it's going to be divisible by 5. We know that because of the last digit. We also know that because it's not even, it's not going to be divisible by 2, and it's not going to be divisible by 4.
Yeah, and you can see here the sum of the digits was 11. It just didn't have what it took to be divisible by 3 or 9. And if 2, 3 aren't going to work, you can forget about 6. And this does not end in a 0, so 10 would never work. If we looked at 84, 84 is an even number. The sum of the digits is 12. 2 and 3 both work, so 6 works. The only things that wouldn't work here, well, sum of the digits is 12. Doesn't end in a 0. Doesn't end in a 5. The only things that are left are 2, 3, 4, and 6. Sorry, Mike.
Divisible by several numbers. Very good in performance here by the number 84.
All right, vocabulary terms, so huge, so important, just a matter of studying. A factor is a number multiplied to get a product. Prime number. A prime number is a number with only two factors, one in itself and a composite number.
Boom, if you know what a prime number is, you know what a composite number is. It's just the opposite. It's got 2 or more factors, composite number.
All right, so we got to apply that now. 24 would be a
composite number.
All right, it's got more than 2 factors. And number 9 would be
composite number.
All right, what do you think about this one, Mike?
Prime number.
Yeah, we clearly, you got to look at that 31. It's a big number, but only 1 and 31 go in there. All right, now we're listing the factors out. Obviously, 1 times 42. Just make it a rainbow. And this is a very smart move by the student here.
You break it down, you look all the way through, you've got 8 different numbers that are going into 42.
Then there was 1 and 18. Of course, 2 would go in there along with 9, and then 3 and 6 would fulfill every factor for 18, and one more. The last one we look at is 75.
75, if you know from making change that 3/4 is going to go into 75. So we know that 25 and 3 are going to be there, along with 1 and 75. And if you just follow the process, you get the rest.
And here right now is the key to the whole test. You can make factor trees. You're in unbelievable shape. We have the number 48 here. We got to use middle factors. And that was a smart move by the student to use 6 and 8 as the factors. 6 times 8 will get you 48. You break down 6 a little bit further. Now we start looking at some prime numbers. 2 is a prime number. 3 is a prime number. 4 is not. It's going to break down to a few more prime numbers of 2. And if we circle those all, you'll have your prime numbers. Now after you're done circling, so key, so important, go back, look at what this student did. They not just circled the numbers, they had one more step. They wrote it out in exponential form, 2 to the 4th power times 3.
Boom, the key to a good performance is a good game plan. These students, they follow the game plan, they're going to be successful here.
124, 4 times 31. How did they know that 4 went in there? Well, they looked at the last 2 digits. Last 2 digits of 24. 4 would be the numbers you're looking for. Finally, we get the 2 and the 2 on the end. So again, 3 prime factors here. 2 times 2 times 31. 2 squared times 31. One more to look at. The number 75, we saw it once before. You talked about using quarters. This student used middle factors. We had 5 times 5. Well, this number right here would be a 3. That number would be a 5. We end it with 3 times 5 squared.
Boom, these students just need to keep up this process and they will be ready to go.
All right. Mike, this you said was the key to the whole test. Tell me about this.
Greatest common factor. All you need to go do is go through those two numbers, 18 and 30, list out the factors. Whatever the largest number is that's a factor of both, that's your greatest common factor.
And right here, we just had the number 6 for 18 and 30. And if you look at what the student did here, they just chose a different method. Instead of listing out the factors, they used a factor tree. Go with what you're comfortable with. But as you see here, the only number that 9 and 24 share is 3. So that's your greatest common factor. Alright, this problem said there are 24 students that need to be divided into equal groups for a project in Mrs. Bray's class. What are all the possible choices for the group sizes? Well, 1 by 24 or 24 by 1. That's two different choices. 2 by 12 and 12 by 2. Again, two more choices. 3 by 8 and 8 by 3. Two more choices. 4 by 6 and 6 by 4. That's 12 by 2. I apologize. Not 12 choices, but 8 choices that are available. Not 4, but 8. Last problem right here. Mike, what did this student do right?
This student took its time. The student looked at all the questions, or all the factors inside the question, all the pieces in the question. They broke it down. 20 glazed, 36 chocolate donuts. Each of them are going to be used. They listed out all these factors, looked for the greatest common factor. They found it. This is great execution by the student.
Great execution, and again, they just know their divisibility rules. They know those are in good shape. Know the vocab, know the divisibility rules. Study it up. You will succeed. You will dominate.